Hello again, everybody. Today I'm going to take a look at the Gardner lift pump. It's the Amal lift pump. Now, some of my videos have been criticised by people saying that I use the word simple too much. So what I've done is I've fired up a thesaurus and I've looked up a few words that I can use instead of simple. So I'm going to try and refer to those as this video goes on. It may interfere with my style a little bit, but I'm sure you can bear with me. So the Amal lift pump, it's very uncomplicated. It's a very uncomplicated piece of kit. The fuel comes in here, comes out there. There's a diaphragm here which flexes as I move either that lever or this lever here. This lever here goes in and rests on a cam, on the camshaft within the engine. Sometimes the pump is mounted on the injector pump. Lift pump is mounted on the injector pump. Sometimes it's mounted directly on the crankcase. So, how does it work? As I described, you've got the output here, input here. Inside in here, and I'll show this to you in a minute, there's a very easy as pie valve in there, which allows the fuel only to flow up the way. The fuel won't flow down the way. Equally so, there's a non-return valve here, which is equally not a problem. The non-return valve takes the form of a simple ball. You can see the ball there like that. I can hear it inside here. Very easy to test. If I blow, won't let air through. If I suck, blow this way, it'll let fuel through, let air through. So, are lift pumps affected by COVID? Oh, I never thought of that. Oh, not. So, the diaphragm then rests on this simple plate here. You can see it here like this. So, as I move that lever, you can see the diaphragm flexing. As the diaphragm moves up, it lowers the pressure inside here, and then atmospheric pressure forces the fuel in through this pipe here. The diaphragm moves up on this, how do I describe it, caddy inside that housing like that. Getting this in and out is a bit of a footer, but it can be done okay with a bit of practice. After you've done about 20 pumps, it becomes easy. There's a spring in here which helps the diaphragm to return. There's another spring in here, you can probably see it there like that, which helps the lever to return. The legs are not all the same. This leg that sits on the camshaft, this is the LX or LXB type here. That's the LW type. You'll see it's bent. But they both work the same way in that they engage in that plunger like that and move that up and down like that. Really effortless. Okay, the non-return valve inside, how can I show you that? This is it here. First of all, I've got this filter. Can you see that? That filter comes off. And then inside here, I've got a simple little fiber type washer, which is sitting on top of a spring. It'll only let fuel go this way. Again, the spring is very light, so the fuel will flow this way, no problem, but it won't flow the other way because there's a seal against that fiber washer and this surface here. I hope that's clear. I'm not too sure I can tell you very much more about the lift pump. They don't give any bother at all. Very, very simple. I've never known any of these legs to break or anything. Typical of Gardner, and they're sometimes overkill. On the L3B engines, they'll actually use 2 of these lift pumps, not just 1. So in the unlikely event of one of them malfunctioning, the other one will still supply fuel. We'll go across the workshop now and we'll take a look at the filter system on the Gardner. The fuel filter system. This filter here is normally referred to as the secondary filter because there will be another filter possibly mounted on the fuel tank or possibly located somewhere else on the engine, so that the diesel is getting filtered before it comes to this one. The primary fuel filter may be a duplex type with a handle on it that you can turn from one side to the other. It has 2 filters in it. So if one should become blocked, you just turn the filter over and you're onto another supply. Super job. So the fuel comes up from this copper pipe here, from the lift pump, and into the filter system here at the top. It comes out on this lower pipe here. Now remember that the lift pump is supplying fuel to this filter at a reasonably high pressure. I can't give you the exact figure, but it's not insignificant. So the injector pump can only take fuel at a certain rate. So the surplus fuel then flows out through here into this pipe here and back into the tank again. Surplus fuel will also come past the injectors, either because they're worn or they're badly adjusted or whatever, and it comes down here and again flows back into the tank or goes into the diesel, into the injector pump. Now this system makes one thing a bit complicated, and that is measuring the fuel flow to the engine. We can't just stick a meter on the pipe that's coming from the tank, because fuel is flowing from the tank and to the tank. I'm not too sure if there is a proper accurate method out there. My own approach would be to simply measure the fuel level in the tank over a number of hours and then do a simple calculation. But irrespective of all that, you won't beat the Gardner engine for fuel economy. They're just unbeatable, even compared to a modern engine. I don't want to give particular figures because it all depends on the application, what the engine's doing, if it's marine, what kind of fishing it's doing, and so on. But if you ask any fisherman, they'll confirm what I'm saying, or any haulier as well. Hauliers have told me that they only really made money whenever they were using Gardner engines, because they just saved so much money on fuel. Anyway, the fuel comes in here as I described, through the filter which is inside here, and back out then to the injector pump. It's all very simple. This particular engine, by the way, is going to be installed in an Austin K7 forestry truck. So it's a really very interesting project, and I'm hoping that at some later date I'll be able to present you with a YouTube with this engine actually installed in the vehicle and working. Thank you so much.